Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from My Magical Planner, and today I have a brand new pen to share with you. I'm super excited about this new pen. So this is one of the brand new Benu Astrogems, and I did order it from Atlas Stationery, and they sent this really cute card. I love how they put like all these flowers in the different ink bottles. I like the artwork. It's really fun. And they also included a handwritten note on the back, which says, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit because there are a couple of words that I'm not entirely certain of, but it essentially says, enjoy a summer barbecue. Hope you also enjoy these goodies. And I just think that's really sweet. This is probably the person who packed the order, which I think is really nice. So we're going to set that off to the side, and here is our pen. Now, I always love the way Benu pens are packaged. It is a paper box, but it has this higher quality. I like it better than the plastic boxes, honestly. It feels more high-end, even though it is a paper box. It has a smoothness to it. I like the design on the outside, as well as the embossing almost aspect of the Benu here on the side. Then once you open the box, inside you have this little paper sleeve. This is where your pen is being held, and you also get a full, very large actually, ink cartridge. So if you aren't a person who likes to use the converter to do your own inks, you can always, you have everything to start right away, which I always think is a nice aspect. You also get this little piece of paper that kind of goes over your lifetime warranty, the product care, and kind of some additional fountain pen information that you may need, especially if you're a first-time user. They have some just kind of cut up paper here in the bottom so that things don't knock around too much, which I also think is really nice, and that fits really snugly together. Then inside our little pen sleeve, I have my very first Astrogem. So here it is. I have the Astrogem Klio, if I pronounce that right. Feel free to correct me down below, but I do know it's named after a asteroid, and the asteroid is named after the Greek muse of history, whose name is Clio. They are spelled slightly different. With this one is spelled Klio, and I think the other one is Clio. So I think it's pronounced the same, but feel free to correct me. All right, let's go over a little bit of the pen itself. So this particular one is a very dark blue. Like in the pictures, it almost had looked teal, so I thought it was more teal, but it's actually just a really dark blue and black there. I think that's in part because Clio is known to be an extremely dark asteroid, and I think that's kind of paying tribute to the colors of that. She's also known to have cobalt in her, so it doesn't surprise me that they would use blue for this. I don't know if that's the case for all the pens that they did. I didn't do the research on those. So it also has this purple glitter aspect, which I think is really cool. Now, asteroids, comets, those kind of things always have a trail, right? And they can be in various different colors. And one of the colors that you can get is a purple trail. So I think, and I could be over like looking more into this than there actually is, but I'm guessing that that's supposed to be the comet trail kind of aspect of things. The other thing about Clio is known to have a lot of silica in her, and silica tends to be like a clear, almost gem-like quality in a lot of things. And so I think this band here is maybe paying tribute to that. So in essence, we have a blue-black pen with purple glitter elements and this kind of translucent band around the middle that's very sparkly. So other aspects to take of note. So Benu is branded on here, It is not going to jump out at you though. You're not going to notice it for the most part. It just kind of blends into the design, which I think is really nice. The other thing is it does have a clip here. Not all Benus do, but I like the aspect of you can put pressure here and kind of open that clip. And also they do a kind of extra step here where they hollow out, and I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but this little area below the clip, so you have that little portion that comes down. So that actually rests in a dugout portion of the pen cap so that it's level across here with being a little bit extra so it can add extra tension there. I don't tend to use my pen clips because a lot of my pens will just sit on my desk, or I'll have them in a case or something. They don't leave my office that often. So I can't speak to the quality of that clip, but I do think it looks nice. It seems to have good tension on it, and I like that little cutout aspect. So as far as shape goes, it's very unusual in shape in that they're trying to replicate the different kind of sides and stuff you would get with a asteroid. So it does have, like, this is all flat here, and then you have something that goes out and in, but it's still kind of a uniformed shape in an essence. So at least this one, I don't know if all of them are this, but I would assume so. So you do have that. It does kind of have this specific taper at the end, which I think is so you can cap the pen. We'll have to see. And then it does get much larger on the pen cap size. So before we uncap it, I thought it would be kind of fun to show it in contrast to the two other Benus that I have. So I have a Benu Euphoria, and you'll notice that it is purple and blue, kind of the opposite of this one with black. So you can kind of see it's a little bit shorter than the Euphoria, which for some people is a great thing. Some people love the size of the Euphoria and don't want to go any smaller. And then the other pen that I have is a Benu Briolette. Now, the Briolette and the Astrogem are almost the same size, I would say. Like, there is some differences because this is a much wider on the ends than the Briolette, which comes to a taper on both sides. I actually think it was the Briolette that originally started this, with them saying it looked very similar to the asteroid. So you do have that. As far as uncapped, let's see how they are in size. My guess is that it's going to be kind of a combination of the two pens, because we do have the larger nib size from the Euphoria, but maybe a smaller body size. Well, actually, without the cap, let's see. Oh, it's really close. It's a smidge taller and has that bigger nib on it. So that's really interesting. I think it's going to be, so I sometimes feel like my Euphoria is just a tad too big, and I feel like my Briolette is a tad too small. So this may be the perfect size pen for me. We'll see. But I do think that's interesting. Now they do have Schmid, I think I'm saying that's right, nibs, which are known to be very, very nice. I believe this is a size 6 as memory serves. And this one is a smaller size. Maybe it's a 5. I am not a pen expert. I just am an enthusiast, we'll say. And I've only been writing with them for about a year, so I have a lot to learn still. But I do really like my Benus. They are very wet writers, and so any ink that I put in them tends to work great. So, before I put the caps on, let's set them off to the side for a second. And having the facets means they don't roll, so which is another aspect I really love about these particular pens. So comparing just the caps, I was curious about this aspect, like how do they match up? So the Euphoria is still quite a bit bigger. The Briolette is a smidge smaller. Okay, I was curious about that. And clip size seems to be about the same. So they are probably able to use the same clip. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to cap these two back up so that we can continue to focus on my new pen. I love the fact that we have this translucent portion here. I think that's amazing. Now, I did get a medium nib, which you can see right here on the nib. It's right there in the middle. I like the design of their nibs. I think it's really pretty. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, honestly. It's so amazing. And then they do come with a converter. I'm just going to show it is that same Schmid converter. Now, I have had a little bit of an issue. Oh, this one feels a little funny. I do have a backup converter I can always put in here. But I do have in my Briolette a little bit of a problem with some ink, just a drop or two getting past the converter end here and into like this back portion, which is hard to clean out, but I don't, like, it doesn't leak or anything. It just gets where it shouldn't be, if that makes sense, which I don't think it's an issue of Benus. I think it's an issue of the converter, but they're pretty easy to replace. Now, because there are no metal parts in this portion, I believe you can eyedropper fill this and you would have quite the fill on that, I would think. So I don't know, that I'm just so amazed by the colors. I really hope it comes through. Like, just the, like, all of the different colors have this like shimmer quality in different aspects. Like the blue is super fine. The black is like a little bit bigger, almost like a night sky aspect. And then the purple obviously is quite large. Sorry, kid text. But anyhow, so it has a kind of internal cap to help keep everything nice and moist. I've never, like, I've had my Briolette, I think almost a year now. That could be wrong. I might be only 6 months. Anyhow, I've had no issues with drying out or anything with this particular pen or my Euphoria, which is only, I think, 2 months old. I may have a Benu addiction here. But anyhow, I really love it. So I'm going to go ahead and flush it out really quick, and then we will ink it up with something fun and test it out. All right, I went ahead and inked it up, and I decided on Diamine's Enchanted Ocean. Now, depending on the angle that you look at it, this blue background color is very close to the blue color in the pen, so I thought that would be a good match. But it really depends on the angle. I'm finding some angles it looks more teal and some angles it looks more blue. So this is a medium nib, by the way. So we'll go ahead and do a little writing. So I think maybe we'll just do the ABCs. Very wet, as all my other Benus are. And I really like that. That's probably enough there as far as like quick. No problems at all there. And stroke wise, seems really, really good. So I think I'm in love with this pen, like all my other Benus. I love the way that they write, and I think they're amazing for the types of inks that I like to write with, which tend to be the sparkly, the ones with a little extra pizzazz with them, which kind of goes with their extra pizzazz pens. Now, as far as the grip goes, it's very comfortable for me. I don't notice a whole lot of difference between this one and my Euphoria as far as the grip section. So I think they're pretty much on par, and I do find that quite comfortable. A little bit more comfortable probably than the Briolette. So there is that. We do have like a tiny step up, so if you held your pen really far back, I don't know if that would bother you or not. Just holding it here, it doesn't bother me, but it might some people, I don't know. And there's no facets on this part, but there is like a slight little collar there to keep your finger from slipping down, that kind of thing. We do have, like I said, you can post the pen. It does back weight it just a little bit, but not so much that I feel like I can't write like this. Like totally fine, right? It's more comfortable without it for me, just because the weight feels more balanced, but I think that's really a personal preference. Once it's back posted, it is pretty secure back there, so I don't think it's going anywhere. So just some side notes there. If you have any other questions about this new pen, let me know. I'm still pretty new to all of this, so if there's something I'm forgetting to tell you that you would like to know, let me know in the comments and I'll try and include it the next time I do a pen review. But with that all being said, I think I'm going to sit here and play with my new pen and just enjoy it. And I hope you guys are having a nice day. So until next time, I'll see you real soon.